Hi guys, it's Andrew here from Eastonmade Wood Splitters today. Welcome back to the Eastonmade channel. I'm out here in the wood yard. I have our FHC 10 Firewood hopper conveyor out here, and I'm going to show you guys how this works in a bundling operation. So, like I said, an FHC 10 Firewood hopper conveyor. This is a new product for us. It works really well. I think this is going to end up being a staple in a lot of wood yards. It has a lot of really practical uses. Right now, I'm going to dump some split wood into it. I'm going to utilize it to bring the wood to my bundler, and then I'm going to stack the wood. We can make these in a lot of different lengths. Like we have this in a 10 footer. If you need a custom length, if you need it longer, we can do that for you. Right now I have it set up to our shop power pack. This is an old power pack we have kicking around here that we use. And we can do this, we can do the power pack a lot of different ways on. You can hook this up to a splitter like I've shown before. We could probably put its own power on it, maybe put a control valve up here, so when you're at the wrapper here, you can actually just hit the lever and have it advance for you instead of having to reach down here. Again, lots of different ways we can do it, guys. This thing's really heavy duty too. Like, it's a big 400cc high torque motor on it. Has big heavy 81X chain. This is a heavy version of the chain. There's a couple of different types of 81X you can get. This is the same that's on the infeed on the 48Cs and 60Cs. This is, again, really heavy duty stuff. There's 3 separate chains on here. I think it just helps with a little bit of torquing and stuff. It's going to be able to advance the stuff, and it's not going to be pulling on a belt or one bar going across there. It's about 3 feet from here to here. It's probably closer to 6 across the top, and like I said, it's 10 feet deep. So with that FG96 grapple, it should be a full grapple load of that will almost fill this up. So it is incredibly high capacity, guys. And we've got one of our Wrap Masters here too. This is one of our bundlers. We're selling a pile of these things. They work really nice. You can see where the wrap is. This thing indexes in the exact same spot every single time. So we have 2 different settings on this. I'll show you. So on the back here, we have it setting so you can wrap it 1 time or 4 times. So right now we have this set on 1 time. So if you come around the other side here, I'll show you, and you hit the start button, it's going to wrap 1 time, come back and index in the exact location. If you for some reason want it to wrap 3 times or 5 times, it just depends on how many times you hit that button. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that'll go around 5 times and index in the same location. You want to do it twice. 1, 2. Oh, sorry, I did do too quick. 1, 2. It does it twice. So it's really nice in that regard. And we also have it set up so you can just hit it once, it wraps 4 times. The reason you would want to do that is because what we have found is 4 wraps on a bundle of wood tends to make you a really nice tight bundle. So if we do that, it is 1 push of the button, it'll cycle around 4 times for you, and it's going to index right back on that exact same spot. And this is really nice, is if you keep your knife in here, you can pull it out and cut it. It's in the exact same spot rather than trying to mess around with it or it falling to the bottom. It's just a really nice setup, guys. If you're doing a lot of bundles commercially, a lot of guys do thousands and thousands and thousands of bundles. So if you're doing thousands and thousands and thousands of bundles, you may as well have a really nice bundler to do that for you. And I'm just going to stack them up in the tote here, guys. I'll go ahead and hop in the skid steer. I'll get a bucket full of wood into this FHC 10. I'll show you how it works. Pricing's up on the website now for this FHC 10 Firewood hopper conveyor. It's very well priced in my opinion, especially for how well this thing's built. It is heavy duty. It's built like a tank. It'll last you forever, guys. Anyways, I'll go ahead and hop in the skid steer. I'll show you how it works, guys. Well, guys, if you follow along with Eastonmade, you know that the odds of me going into that pile and finding perfect bundle grade firewood would be like finding a needle in a haystack, because we always test, we're always developing new things. So our firewood here is horribly inconsistent. So if you're running like a 16-way wedge with one of our box wedges, like one of our 16-way box wedges, or a box wedge or an axis, you're gonna have really nice bundle grade firewood. But with what we do, we have a whole pile of different stuff. So I'm gonna go into this pile and hopefully find some stuff that is half decent, that'll bundle up all right and make a nice tight bundle. Because I'll tell you, if you're gonna make bundles of firewood, it really does make a huge difference having good quality stuff and stuff that will bundle. Like there's a couple of, you can see already, I'm gonna have a couple of really big pieces in there that I'm gonna have to throw off to the side when I do this. But again, it's kind of the nature of the beast with the wood that we have here, guys. Because again, we do a lot of different testing. Probably lose a little bit out of the sides of this grapple here too, because we normally would have the sides on. I've been gonna handle long logs if the guys are running a processor to pull the sides off so they can get a big grapple load of wood. So again, this grapple is going to work really nice for this. I think if I had the sides on, I'd be able to get a little bit more wood in there. You can see there's a couple of pieces falling off there. Normally it's really good. The guys pull the sides off this to load long logs. That's how they do it. With the sides on, you can do like 1 or 2 smaller logs at a time, or like 1 big one. But for efficiency, when we're loading processors, if we pull the sides off, we can put a lot more wood into that grapple, and it just makes the job a whole lot quicker and easier for the guys to do it. And it only takes a couple of seconds to pull the sides off, and it's like 6 bolts, so it is really, really easy. There we go. Yeah, I got some big stuff in there. And it's funny, when I go through the pile here, or when you go through the wood pile here at Eastonmade, you can tell where you've run a box wedge, or where you've run like a 16 weight, or where you've run an axis, because the quality of firewood, the difference in firewood is pretty staggering when you get into it. It really, really is. And you can really notice it, especially somebody that's done it for a wee bit like myself. You can see pockets where you've run one wedge or another wedge, or done one process or another process. And honestly, guys, there's not really a right or a wrong to it, I don't think. Like, everybody's got a different perspective on it, a different way of doing it, so. Well, hopefully when I start this up, guys, it'll be nice and quiet for us. I think I should be able to run it just on idle like that, maybe. Oh yeah, easy. Like I said, guys, there's some big chunky stuff in there, so some of it I'm gonna have to throw off to the side, but should give you a good idea how this would work in a bundling line if you wanted to do it that way anyways. Like when we get into our, that's a cool one there. That's off of the instead of a 12 way there. You can see it actually fits in there real nice. If you get a bunch of those together, you can make some really nice looking firewood. See, the length of the wood varies quite a bit too, depending on how we did it or where it was in the process. So we got to be kind of half careful of that too. There's going to be some big chunky bundles. We'll see if it holds together all right. I might need to adjust the tension on the wrap. We haven't run this one yet. This is just I don't sell bundles, guys. I don't do anything of the sort. So this will just be my own wood here. I'll bundle it up and I'll bring it to the house for myself. Hopefully that does it there. Never grabbed the knife. I should have. The wrap normally goes pretty good. I'll snug that up quite a bit. The wrap normally tears alright. Let's see how that is. Well, that's wrapping it pretty good. Is it gonna go? That is, I think that's good and tight there, guys. And there is different wraps you can get too, guys. Like, I know we've played with a couple of different kinds. Like, I know Greg's got some stuff that maybe stretches a little bit more, but the cost of doing this over bags is pretty pretty dramatic when you figure it out. Like a bag itself costs, depending on where you are, what kind of bags you're getting, you're probably going to be in around, I don't know, 60 to 80 cents a bag. You know, man, it's not forward. If you had the handle up here, it'd be a whole lot nicer. Here's an ugly looking piece. Leave that one out. It's a big one. But I would have been thinking, you see that there's one of those triangle pieces. They fit nice. I was thinking I would have run a bunch of this stuff. I would have run a bunch of this stuff through a 16 weight. It's so nice. The 16 weight wedge works really good on the processor because it's about 3 inches, in around 3 inches give or take, and it's about 9 inches across the bottom here and 9 inches this way. So like you have 3 and 3, you almost have like a perfectly square bundle. There's another one of those ones that's oh yeah, there's a good 12 weight wood in there. See that? How nice that actually fits together out of that 12 weight. And that's really important too, guys. There's other manufacturers that build 12 ways in different wedges like that, and they kind of make a funny looking or funny shaped piece of wood. So if you are doing bundles, you want to have something that's actually geometric. That's the important part. If you don't have something that's geometric, you're not going to make a square. Like whether it be triangles or rectangles or squares, whatever you have. But if you have something that's like a parallelogram or something like that, it's going to be a whole lot harder to do that and actually make a nice bundle of wood. Probably throw that in there. Throw those in. There's another nice triangle piece. Just fit in there really nice. Put a big chunky one in there. If you're going to be doing this, either as a side hustle or you're going to be charging money for this, guys, you want to try and make these bundles look as nice and presentable as you can. It's no different than having any other kind of product. The nicer you make the product, see that was not cut square, the nicer you can make the product and the more presentable you can make it, the better chance you're going to have it in selling it, especially if you have a good quality product. Or at least that's been my experience. Well, that's wrapping nice and tight, that one. See that? That is a nice tight bundle, that one. These Wrap Masters work so nice. It's such a nice outfit to run. I'll tell you, we've got the dream team of people here that come up with this stuff and build this stuff and do such a nice job. There's some smaller stuff. We got some kindling in that bunch. Chunk oak, probably not the best thing for your bundle is a chunk oak, but we'll take it. Throw that big knot out of there. But you can see, if you had a guy running the skid steer continuously for you, you'd be able to go out this all day. And like, this is a nice height to work from. Just advances the wood to you. And again, regardless of what you're doing in the woodyard, guys, you can use this for a lot of different things. Like it's gonna be a really nice tool for a lot of people to have. It's gonna match up with a lot of different processes in the woodyard. That is wrapping a nice bundle. Even for a bunch of wood that's really really odd shaped, it's still wrapping it really, really nicely. And guys, don't forget about the Paul Bunyan show coming up. By the time I have this video posted, I'd imagine it'd be coming pretty quick at that point. First weekend in October, we're doing the Ultra raffle again for the Eastern Loggers Association. A really great bunch of people. The Eastern Loggers does a lot for a lot of people in the industry, whatever kind of help they need, medical assistance, stuff like that. Vern and Sarah, Lauren, Pete, they all do a really nice job. Skidder Kev does a lot with them too. It's just a really good group. There's all kinds of people that are involved in it. And we raffle off an Eastonmade Ultra. It's a machine that almost anybody could use regardless of what their situation is or where they are with their business, or if they're just doing it from home. That's what we do the Ultra. Almost anybody can use an Ultra and make good use out of it, because it's just a really versatile machine. There's a short guy. Let's throw him in the middle maybe. And we're really looking forward to the Fall Bunny Show too, because we get to get out and meet all you guys, see everybody. That really is probably the most rewarding part of doing all this and having this job, is meeting you guys. Honestly, it's fun talking to people, because everybody has a different perspective. Everybody has a different way of doing things, and honestly, there's not really a right or wrong to Firewood guys, at least that I have found. I've seen guys have really good success doing things one way where another guy may not, and vice versa. The more information we can get firsthand from you people, the better off we'll all be. We can share that with the customers and help them grow their businesses too. I talked a little bit earlier about the cost of making a bundle over a bag. So a bag, like I said, is right around, I don't know, 60 to 80 cents, depending on whereabouts you are, or where you're buying the stuff from. Not too short. But to wrap a bundle costs like 7 or 8 cents. It's very, very, very inexpensive in comparison. So if you're doing thousands of bundles, and you're taking your one major cost and you're lowering it by that much, it's pretty significant. That's ever nice. I like that. I really do like that. That is the way to bundle firewood, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're going to try and keep those nice square sides as best as we can. The nice thing about the triangle shape here too is that you have a long side and two short sides. So you can either put it like that, that's going to be a little bit too tall, or how did I have that? I had that figured out. Something like that. You have a few more options with it anyways. What I have found. And then again, the square stuff that comes off either a box wedge or one of our 7-way box wedges, piece of box wedges, or like their 16-way wedge on our processors. Oh boy, it's doing so good. Might have it a little bit too tight. See what we got going on here. Fire one more time. I might have to loosen it off. But those were really nice tight bundles. Oh, it might be alright. Maybe alright with that. That was going there. Must have had one really big chunky log in there running through like a 6-way or something. And that one particular spot in the wood pile. I don't know why it happens like that. It's always the one you want, eh? That one's going there. Playing Tetris. There's a rod cut there. We're close to the wood pile, or had a bucket here. Probably going to throw all these offcuts or oddballs out in a more efficient way than what I'm doing. But what I got to work with today. Is that ever working nice? I'm really happy with that. You can see, like, having an index in the same spot every time is so simple and easy. It's completely out of your way. And if you look at the Wrap Master here, there's nothing bumping up against your knees. Your feet are wide open, and it's a good height to pick the bundles out of. Because when we were building this, that's kind of what we found when we looked at other bundlers. And as we built our own, these are things we found out that we didn't like about it. This is actually a project that should have been really, really simple and really easy, but we spent a lot of time developing this. We cut the first one apart a pile of times before we actually got it right. We want to have it work as good as we can for you guys. There's a nice square piece there. That's either off a box 16-way box hood or a axle. You can see how nice that fits. So you have 3 of those in there and 3 high. It makes almost perfect wood, and it's nice having that extruded type of wood. You're gonna have a little more slabs, a little more garbage off it, but you're really gonna have a nice, superior product when you go to deliver it to your customer. Shove in there. Something like that. One go in there. Nope. Something like that, maybe. I'm sure there's some firewood guy watching me wrap these bundles, almost having a stroke by the look of them. They're not going to be perfect bundles, like I said. Somebody be having a meltdown. But again, guys, it's just wood for myself. I don't sell bundles. I don't really sell firewood. As a matter of fact, you'd think I would, but we're always seem to be too busy. There's always something. I'd love to be able to get into the business and do it, but I'm too busy making firewood processors and splitters. And cool stuff for you guys. There's no need to reach for that stuff, is there? No need to reach for it if I don't have to. Something like that. That is a nice plate bundle. That's about half of that basket, almost exactly, right in the bundle. That should give you a good idea how much wood that FG96 gravel holds too. We had the sides on it, maybe could have filled it up a little bit more. Or if I finagled a little bit more, I might have get a little bit more in there, but nothing else. It gives you a good idea how much actually fits in there. That was regular. I lost my drone. That's all right. We must have had enough. It's already, it was right on time anyways, I think. Cut this off. Well guys, as you can see, that FHC 10 hopper conveyor has a lot of different uses. It has a lot of different purposes around the woodyard. It's one of those tools, if you have it around the woodyard, you're likely going to use it all of the time, I would suspect. Wrap Master bundler did a great job. It wrapped some nice tight bundles. Yeah, just really happy with that setup, guys. Like I said, we can even do this and it's under its own power, so you're not like reaching down here for the handle. Not that big of a deal, but I'm sure we could rig something up where we'd have like a handle up here for you. Depending, like, if you want to do it this way, like if you're gonna run on your splitter, you're gonna be running this on a splitter, you're gonna plumb it into your log lift anyways. But if you're gonna be running this as a split wood hopper, in this kind of instance, you're probably gonna want something that's gonna be attached to it, and a handle up at the top of it so you can use it easily. And again, we make these different lengths too. If you need it to run to a building or something along those lines, you'd be able to dump a kiln basket into it easily. Again, guys, lots of different practical applications for it in the wood yard. Yeah, and you see like the bundles, like even though I had some really kind of not perfect bundle of wood, those bundles actually turned out not too bad. They're all more or less square. They're nice and tight. Yeah, it actually worked out pretty good. And like I said, that Wrap Master, it bundles a nice tight bundle, and having its own indexes in one spot is just, it's really convenient. We have a couple of slots here if you want to have labels or a knife or whatever you want in here too. We've put a lot of thought into that to make that function and work for you guys as best as we can. We have a lot of guys ask about different bundles too, like fill it up halfway, that's half a cubic foot, 3/4 of a cubic foot, and then if you're at the top, that is a full cubic foot. Yeah. So anyways, guys, if you liked the video, give her a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. We got lots of new products coming out. I don't know when this is going to come out, before or after, but we have a new splitter coming out. A lot of people are this is going to hit the market pretty hard, this new one we're building. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to be, if the video on that's going to be out before this or after that, but again, it'll be at the Paul Bunyan show anyway, so you'll be able to check that out, or at least the new splitter will be. I don't think we're going to have one of these here. I don't think we'll get one built in time to be down there, but again, guys, really nice setup. I really appreciate everybody's support. Thumbs up, subscribe on the bottom. I'll see you on the next one.